Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel. This is Word for Word Talk. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Um, Sometimes you just laugh, Why? Because people are funny. People are very funny. Anyway, before I get to my story, if you please you have not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe, like, share, click notification button so when we're on, you will be notified. This is about Harry and Meghan. You don't listen when people say to you they're not trending, they have low rating, nobody care about them, blah blah blah. You know why? Because people care. People want to know about it. People want to hear about it. People want to know what's going on. Most of these people they come up with that. Okay, I'll leave it. They come up with, oh, don't listen to them, or nobody really care about them. It's not true because they themselves, this news channel, some of this news channel in different countries, Australia, wherever, some of them, they kind of want to bash them because they think they left the royal family, they're not happy with them, or he he left the royal family because of Meghan, all of that stuff. So they have often talk down on them or always have something to say that is not positive. But on this Invictus game, if you watch them, you realize, I have realized that some of the news they're gonna show, they always headline it with Meghan and Harry. Why? They have all that people to talk about. Just what I saw. They used Harry and Meghan, but they spoke about him very minimal. But it's used much of the time to talk about the King Charles. And I'm thinking, why didn't you use King Charles as the headline? You know what I mean? Use King Charles, okay? King Charles, put the King Charles on the headline. Don't even put Harry there. And then talk about, let's see how many people will click on it. Because he's not as favorable like his son, which is fine. Because they're not in competition, you know? Most people grew up with Harry, you know? And they're trending. Harry and Meghan, oh, just name it. Wherever they go, whatever they're doing in any part of the world, they just they just glow. They just have the charisma. People just want to know. People want to know. I believe that was part of their problem with the royal family, with some of the news that came out. That was part of their problem. They're taking the spotlight from his brother and the wife, how they use that to also affect the relationship. Anyway, that's the story for another day. But they love each other. The brothers love each other. They do love each other. But I believe politics, media, all kind of whatever it is, played a part in this situation that both of them found themselves. But back to my story. They use Prince Harry and Meghan to gain spotlight. If we want to talk about Kate or want to talk about William, they put Prince Harry and Meghan because people want to know what's going on. Oh, I love this couple. I want to hear what's happening in their lives in a good way. Then they talk about it very, little bit. Then they go to other story they really want to talk about. If they were not popular, if people don't want to hear from them, they won't use them as the headline. You know, they will put them there, Prince Harry and Meghan. Like this, I'm going to talk about Prince Harry and Meghan, Victor's game, and then every other thing else. You have about 4 or 5 other stories about princes and princesses that they're going to talk about. But they didn't talk about those, they didn't use those people because not everybody really will pay attention to it. Anyway, enough of my own take on this. Let's go watch what we really want to hear. And you tell me what you think. Leave a comment for us so that I'll be able to know. Is that, am I wrong? Are you seeing in my own view? Or let me know your view. Thank you so much.
As the Duke of Sussex marked the first ever winter edition of the Invictus Games. Riley Sullivan is a lifestyle reporter here at Sky News. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have returned to Canada as the Duke of Sussex marked the first ever winter edition of the Invictus Games. Riley Sullivan is a lifestyle reporter here at skynews.com.au and he's always across the latest headlines from the royal family. Riley, great to see you.
Great to be back.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they've made a major return to public life at the Invictus Games in Canada. What's been the reaction to the Sussexes' appearances and why has Meghan left the Games early?
Right, so we're finally here. It's the Invictus Games in Canada. As you said, the first ever winter edition of Invictus. And this is really Harry at his best. This is the one thing I think that is an amazing legacy. Of course, he set up Invictus over a decade ago. It's all about spotlighting servicemen and women, people who have been injured in the battlefields. It's about bringing countries together. And it was an A-list event. You know, he got Katy Perry, he got Chris Martin from Coldplay to come and perform. It really is something that really, I think, focuses on what, Harry does best. And the reaction's been very positive. It's been a boon for Canada to have all of this attention. Harry and Meghan have been going along. They've been sitting in the crowd. They've been really letting the spotlight on the athletes and on the event, which I think was a smart move. There hasn't been too many interviews. It's mostly just been, of course, Harry made a speech at the opening ceremony, but it's mostly just been quietly showing up, sitting there. But Meghan has left. She's headed back to California to join Archie and Lilibet. But I will say this has been, I think, maybe a bit of a change for the Sussexes. It's been a great week for them.
Okay, interesting that they've had the good reaction. And Prince Andrew, he's once again in the headlines after the revelation the Duke of York is being paid by foreign companies for his exclusive business contracts. Will this latest scandal finally force King Charles to act?
Look, I hope so, Gab. I mean, when is it going to end with this guy? Obviously, he is not a working royal. He is living as a recluse. He's in Royal Lodge. But Prince Andrew is still just partnering up with these foreign companies. He's using contacts that he basically got when he was a working royal, when he was a trade envoy, when he was doing Pitch at Palace. So even though these are things he's profiting from as a non-working royal, these are information and contacts that he made as a working royal. I think this is really embarrassing for the royal family. I think it just has a seedy side to it. I'm not saying that Andrew's done anything untoward. And as far as I know, the Duke of York has been upfront that they've partnered with these companies to share his business contacts. But I think the optics of this are just terrible. It just looks a little bit grubby. It looks like the royal family cashing in. And this is the last thing King Charles wants. Of course, his passion as monarch is all about making the monarchy more cost effective for the British taxpayer, making it smaller, something that people can really trust and respect. So I do hope that this pushes King Charles to really reconsider the attitude, whether that means reopening Royal Lodge, trying to push him out. I mean, something has to change. Something has to give.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Princess Catherine.
Just to say something here about Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew have been coming on lately for every unpleasant reasons. Let me put it that way. Something else, different things come up that, he refused to move out of the mansion he's living in. He's not a working royal for that reason. He should get out of there. People have all this opinion. Church should send him out. Blah blah blah. Different, and you're thinking he was born royal. He hasn't made some good choices, just like every one of us have not made all our lives good choices. But it shouldn't be sent out from his family. It's just the same way that was exactly what was done to Harry. Harry wanted to be a working royal. They wanted to move out of the family institution in the UK. They wanted to move. They have choices of, okay, we want to move to New Zealand. We could move to any of the Commonwealth country so that we can, be like an ambassador for the royal institution, and then we can work from there. Most of the suggestion they brought was not accepted. Then they left. Oh, you're not a royal family. You have to drop that name, Prince. You have to drop that name, Dutch. They were born into this. Whatever happens in their life, good decision, bad decision, like anybody else, they were born into this family. You can't take that away from them. That they're entitled to it. It's their I can use that word really. It's their entitlement. They were born into it, you know? So you can't throw them on the streets and say, well, we don't want you no more because blah blah. Give us the name back. Who owns the name really? Anyway, with Prince Andrew, I hope you saw this out. I mean, if it's upfront, that's all it takes. Let's go to the next one.
Made a surprising visit to a women's prison this week and was reportedly heckled by some of the inmates. Talk to us about the purpose of the visit.
Yeah, so Princess Catherine made a visit to HM Style in Cheshire this week, which is a rather notorious, actually, women's prison. And it was a visit kind of tied in with her passion as Princess of Wales. It's all about early childhood development, and this was an initiative set up at the prison for women who've given birth and mothers at the prison. So it's tied in with her duties, but this is, the role as Princess of Wales. It's, she will engage with anyone. She will meet with people, whether they're in a prison or, in a hospital or wherever it is. And there was a little bit of heckling that went on when she was walking through the prison. It wasn't necessarily personal in nature. It was more just about the inmates kind of complaining about the conditions in the prison,
right? Complaining
about funding, asking for more money, asking for Kate to tell the truth about the prison. So,
wow.
I mean, it would have been confronting, but, all respect to Kate, because I do think that, this is the reality of being a working royal.
Yes.
It's often unglamorous, it's often thankless, and, I just think she's a wonderful representative of the royal family.
Absolutely. She's been doing such an incredible job for years now.
So what do you think of the video? You see what I'm talking about? They talk about the Greece and, well, I don't really follow the Greece monarch anyway, so I don't know much. Maybe I need to do a little bit of research on that really, just to know a little bit of all of these ones. And anyway, so we see they talked about Kate going to women prison, which was awesome. At least giving hope to those women. But I think the people, they need some more funding. So they were shouting it out. Anyway, thank you for watching. And I mean, what I wanted to just point out is the way they used, and you realize that if you look, if while watching this video, you say, all the hell, none of them, if you look at it, they are on right up there. Thumbnail, you realize that they did not in any way add any other person other than Harry and Meghan. Anyway, take care of yourself. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, click notification button so when we're on, you will be notified. Thank you so much. God bless.